Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your Fishers Game Day. It is week 7. We have a great day for some football as your number 6 ranked Fishers Tigers take on the number 11 ranked Franklin Central Flashes at Everwise Credit Union Field. You know, it's a little new name of the field. It used to be Reynolds Tigers Stadium, but we learned today it's actually Everwise Credit Union Field. Aiden, what do we see from the weather on this beautiful day?
As you talked about, a great day for football. Currently about 85 degrees for kickoff. It'll get cooler as the night goes on. I don't really see a cloud in the sky. Sun's beating down on us. It'll be a warm day, perfect day for football. Seems like we get lucky every week. Tommy, what did we see from last week's game?
Yeah, thanks, Aiden. Your Tigers defeated the Avon Orioles last week, 29-15 in our homecoming game, and the Franklin Central Flashes defeated the Noblesville Mailers 37-10 last Friday. Cash, give us a little bit of insight. What do we got tonight for our student section?
So, as you guys know, it is October, which means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and our Tigers actually have on some new unseen jerseys. I really like them. You get a little bit of some flashes from the Ohio State jerseys, but it is pink out theme tonight for breast cancer awareness. So if you look behind us, all you will see is pink, and I mean that we have pink on under this. Some of us. Yes.
Yeah, we got the bandana right there.
We got the bandana. Yep.
We do have the bandana.
You know, as I was saying last week, your Tigers won 29-15. We are 2-1 at home this season, and already have more home wins than this year than last year. So something positive that we hope to keep looking forward and grow that number.
We actually had a total of 460 all-purpose yards last week, which the average on the season is 300, so we were well above that last week, which is a great turnaround from the week before, and our offense was really clicking early. Obviously, as I just said, the week before we had a poor performance, so it was great to get a bounce-back win and a bounce-back week from these Tigers.
Yeah, and our defense also really stepped up. 3 interceptions last week, 6 tackles for loss, and we did get a sack. So obviously, really that bounce-back win, we were bounce-back win and the bounce-back performance we were looking for from our Tigers in the defensive side of the field, especially after how the last game against Brownsburg played out. So really a good performance there. But we do see some tackling issues all around. We've talked about those for the last few weeks. Some touchdown runs, especially some ground plays that really could be cleaned up with just some better tackling. We really want to see those tackles be made in the backfield or up at the front instead of in the second level. So we really want to lock in on that going forward.
Yeah, some guys I want to mention today is our receiver, number 17, Osiah Sims, someone we've been waiting for to really take off. You know, as he kind of opened the game, or opened the second half, with an 80-yard touchdown. He had total for 3 receptions, 94 yards, and a touchdown last week. He's someone that you like to see take off. I will say today he is battling a little bit of a groin injury. We will see him out there tonight, but I don't know how 100% and how many reps he'll be able to get tonight. But we're looking for a speedy recovery because he's a huge part of our offense, because when he's clicking, I mean, we win football games. And then someone else I want to talk about is Ryan Timbalimbo. Do you have someone to mention?
Yeah, well, I was going to say about Osias, that actually was his first touchdown on the season, and that was against his former team as well. So that's just some stuff to put out there.
Yeah, you love to hear that little revenge story kind of thing. But like I was mentioning, Ryan Timbalimbo, you know, our running back, he got back to where he belongs. You know, as he struggled against Brownsburg, only having 43 yards on the ground. He had 124 last week and a touchdown. Also had about 60 yards in the air. I mean, he's kind of a dual threat, and he's kind of one of the better running backs in the state, as he's first in our conference in touchdowns, I think 3rd in the whole state in touchdowns. So, I mean, he's something you love to see when your Tigers has your backfield going. And as well as the guy dumping the ball off to him, number 10, Gage Sturgill. Your guy got back to it this week, 255 yards in the air and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. He keeps his streak alive with the touchdown in every football game he's played in, and then no interceptions so far this year. So when him and Ryan are clicking, like they were last week and not so much how they were against Brownsburg, this team is scary, you know, especially this offense scoring.
Lethal.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we like to see that step-up performance from Gage, especially after struggling against that stout Brownsburg defense. Obviously, the completion percentage way up, the yards, the touchdowns, everything went up this week. But someone that we really see consistently performing week in and week out, and seems like we talk about him every week, is number 21, our safety, Atticus Finley. Another 11-tackle performance. I believe he had 11 tackles the previous week when we mentioned him. So obviously another really good performance out of him. And his counterpart safety duo, number 8, Jackson Andrews, also had a good day. He had 6 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and the INT. That is his first high school interception. So really proud of him, and really good for him to get that pick finally. But overall, just a great day from our safeties, and our secondary much improved compared to that game against Brownsburg.
Yeah, absolutely, Aiden. And let's take a look at Franklin Central's season and a couple of their games they played so far. So they are 4-2 currently, 1-2 on the road so far. Probably their most competitive win came in week 4 against Zionsville, 20-16. As well as last week, they kind of won in dominating fashion against the Noblesville Millers, like I was saying, 37-10. That was last week.
I would say a word to use for this offense is just balance. It's a very balanced offense that can torch you on the ground or in the air. I would say they're pretty even with their run and pass game. But they do average 383 yards, which is actually a little above average for the national average in yards game. So that's something to look at as a defense.
Yeah, something I want to mention, Cash, is they don't really have one standout receiver.
Oh, no, not at all.
When you said balance, they get the ball to everyone. You'll see a lot of different players getting
I don't know if you guys
receptions.
watch the Packers, but I see a lot of that on the passing side of the ball.
That's a good NFL comparison right there.
Yeah, I mean, to put a stat on that, their leading receiver only has just over 50 yards. They have several receivers that are in that range, and obviously they have a running back with over 70 yards. So a lot of guys do see the ball in this offense.
Totally.
Something we do really see with Franklin Central is their return game, being both the kickoff returns and the punt returns. They have 510 total punt return yards on the season, where the national average is only half of that at 254. So really an important point in this game, I really think, because we talked about the return team defense after that Noblesville game, where we saw over 30 yards per return. We saw one guy alone have over 65 yards per return on his 2 returns. So definitely one of those issues that'll be reignited tonight, and we don't want it to come back to bite us. So we really want to focus on their good returns.
Yeah, I'm sure they've been looking at that. That's something good to know. But I want to talk about the general of that offense. Number 15, Connor Moreland, their quarterback. He's averaging about 160 yards in the air and 2 touchdowns per game. You know, he's a phenomenal athlete, a great talent, someone you love to have as your quarterback. He's getting the ball to a lot of players, dumping the ball off to his running back. He's definitely a great quarterback, but he does struggle with the interception problem. In 6 games so far this year, he has 5 interceptions. So, I mean, as a Tigers fan, it's something you like to take advantage of. But this quarterback is not something to take lightly. I mean, he can really sling the ball.
Did you say 5 interceptions in 6 games?
Yeah, he has struggled.
He's going to be a key factor for their team tonight.
Especially getting 3 last week. I mean, we could get a few more tonight.
Definitely.
Someone else we want to talk about is the running back, like I said, the guy that they've been dumping the ball off to. Number 6, Nathan Sparks. He averages 77 yards per game, like Aiden said, and then he also has 4 touchdowns on the season, so he can really change the game. You know, he hasn't really had that breakout game yet. Let's hope it's not tonight, but it's definitely a long coming.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the solid piece on that offense, the consistent piece that gets the most touches and the most yardage, obviously, for their offense. But let's talk about maybe the highlight of their team, their defensive end, Jace Brewer, number 21. He also plays tight end a little bit, but he averages 3.3 tackles a game. He has 4 sacks, an interception, and a caused fumble this season. So really a game wrecker, a guy that can get into the backfield and provide a lot of trouble for your starting quarterback, your running back, and even your receivers, really. But on the tight end side, he does have 5 catches for 31 yards. He's only been targeted 6 times this season, but he's been very efficient in his minimal reps that he's seen. So looking forward to see him potentially on both sides of the ball tonight and see what impact he can bring. And obviously, as I talked about, very heavily recruited, one of the highlights of the team all over the country. So highlight of their team. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Jace Brewer, he's on the defense side of the ball. And, I mean, to talk about that defense a little bit, it's a very athletic defense. I'll give him that. But it is also a defense that has some bad spots to it. They let up some big plays, and I think Fishers could really take advantage of that tonight. I think that's definitely how we'll win the game. Speaking about this team, we actually lost to them last year 22-13. So I feel like some of these players on the team have a chip on their shoulder, and I mean, as we see them run out tonight, they all look pretty locked in, and I think they're ready to win this game. I think that they are ready to win this game.
Revenge definitely on their minds, on every one of their minds. Take you around the state a little bit from last week. Brownsburg wins a tight one, their closest game of the year so far, to the Westfield Shamrocks at Westfield, 14-10 last week, which is where the Tigers are headed next week. So definitely a tough environment to play in. As well as New Pal continues to dominate 5A, the class, beating Greenfield Central 49-0. So, I mean, they're a huge team to look at for sure.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're playing 5A, I still think they're one of the top teams in the state.
For sure.
They can easily compete at the 6A level. But a couple big matchups we want to talk about is number 9 Cathedral. They head down south to face number 2 ranked Center Grove Trojans. you know, that's definitely a game to look forward to. I mean, if you're an Indiana football fan, you'd like to see an upset from Cathedral because Center Grove, they haven't lost yet. And, I mean, I don't know how – it's a very controversial team, to say the least.
Yeah, 100%.
And then also, like Tommy said, number 5, Westfield, you know, a very good team. Held Brownsburg to 14 points, kept it a close game. Well, they head over to who we just faced, number 8 ranked Avon Orioles. So that'll be a cool matchup as they're going down to Avon.
Absolutely.
And then we're running out of time here on terms of this basketball hoop. As you guys can see behind us, I think you guys can. But I want to get this thing going. So Cash and Tommy, we have a little competition going. A little pig per se, but since it's pink out, we're going to call it BCA, Breast Cancer Awareness. So a little fun activity going for you guys.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, come shake my hand. Come on.
Jake.
Welcome back from the intermission. Athletic director, Mr. Seymour, you know, he had to take down the basketball hoop.
The band is.
They got band senior night.
So we apologize. We kind of misplaced that. But it'll be cool to see the band going behind us. Hopefully we're not in their way.
I mean, last week, me and Tommy, we were going to do a 3-point contest as well. It's just like, it's always just getting interrupted between us two. It's going to have to get settled one of these days.
We will have to settle it.
Yes.
I mean, this is 2 different occasions where we've not been able to see this duel between Tommy and Cash. I mean, a little behind the scenes, there was a duel that went down where Tommy actually did beat Cash.
It was by
It was
one.
a little.
Yeah, but the cameras will never see that, so
I don't. Was that recorded? I don't
I'm
remember.
not sure.
actually
I think
seeing
it
that.
was.
I don't remember seeing
I think
that
it was,
anywhere.
but-
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, something I
all
want to
the
mention. Part of the band, we actually have our host,
Yes.
Tommy Klinker. His sister, Tori Klinker, she is actually in the guard. She throws the gun, the baton.
Rifle.
Tommy, let me get a
Rifle, yeah.
breakdown on what she does.
so basically what she does is you kind of, you know, as you see in these band performances in high school, they've got these kind of what they look like dancers almost dressed up. They are kind of flipping flags, twirling them, or they got rifles. I think she also has a saber too, which is like a sword. And they're just kind of, they have this dance routine.
Hold on, excuse me if I'm wrong. Did you say saber? Like Star Wars-esque saber?
No, it looks more like a fencing sword. I don't.
Fencing,
It's just
okay.
called a saber. But yeah, no, they're just flipping those around. It actually is pretty cool to watch, and looks like it takes a lot of skill. Definitely not something for me, but you know, she's done well at it.
And
a lot
those
of coordination.
those band players, I've talked to Tori before. Obviously, bro, that's like a.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. That's
It
the
is
word
a
I'm looking for.
commitment.
It's like 10 hours a day.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
something
Oh, yeah,
crazy
I mean,
like that.
for
It's
Yeah, whether they're out working in the out in the lot or they're out working here, it seems like they're constantly
I
going.
mean, they've got they had cones in the parking lot.
I know,
We can't even park there right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, a lot
People
of
are getting
controversy
mad.
there.
Yeah, a lot of
People are
controversy, a
getting
lot of
very
illegal
mad.
parking. So
Yeah.
gonna have to see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, bringing it back to football, what we did see from the Tigers is their win propelled them up 2 spots. So as we mentioned before, Avon drops down to the 8th spot. That's where we were at before we took them on. My apologies. That's correct. And we now move up to the number 6 spot. So that's a 2-spot jump from where we were last week. And overall, I mean, it just seems like the O-line has been dominant this season. It really seems like there hasn't been too many sacks. We don't really talk about Gage taking hits or getting flushed out of the pocket too much. I mean, obviously he does like the scramble. We do see him move out of the pocket as necessary and throw on the run. But I mean, we do see some holdings that we'd like to see back, some penalty troubles here and there. But a lot of that has to do with Gage's ability to hold onto the ball and play make. And sometimes it's just a little bit too long for the line.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
100%, yeah.
You know, a little injury report for you guys. Number 85, tight end Mason Cantwell, still out. I know I sound like a broken record, but I have heard from a credible source he will return next week and get back out there on the field. Number 34 linebacker Nolan Kuhn, he's going to be out for the foreseeable future, after sustaining that bicep strain in practice as well. And Jordan Kinder has stepped up and looked good in his linebacker debut. That is number 27 for your Tigers.
And I mean, with the win last week, I think the Tigers, the one thing that they really need to do is just keep the confidence up and kind of ride this momentum going for the rest of the season. Playoffs is coming up soon, and I think we're all really excited for that. I know I'm still having trouble sleeping at night just thinking about the playoffs, but yeah, I think the Tigers need, after the big win last week, obviously the week prior, we had a really bad loss, but I mean, that win got us back on our feet against Avon, and I think we just need to ride this momentum. But I want to talk about the future as well. Next week we do have Westfield, and we can't overlook this game and just focus on Westfield, because Franklin Central, that's still an opponent, that's still a challenging opponent, to say the least, and I think we can't just overlook this game. We have to focus on what's happening right now and, focus on Westfield next week.
Yeah, I mean, we lost to them last year.
I know, yeah.
I mean,
They ended our season.
Yeah, we cannot look over
100%.
this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest game besides Mudsock and, our final game, because they ended our season, and if I had to guess, I think the standings for next week, it's going to be probably about 4th-ranked Westfield versus, 5th or 6th-ranked Fishers Tigers.
No, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, with the win, obviously, we can't forget about this week. Obviously, we got to get the win. But
Gotta get the win.
That's what I was just
But
saying.
it's October, so I mean,
Yeah.
every game's starting to matter here. We're starting to see what these players and teams are really made of, and it's gonna get real exciting real soon.
I feel like everyone's eased into the season now, and it's kind of like they're going out there and like, all right, it's football. It's football time, no more really jitters. It's football time.
And it's definitely the right time to get hot, too, if the Fishers Tigers can continue to roll. I mean, we saw what happened after the Week 1 loss to Carmel, and we bounced back and get, I believe, 3 straight wins. And then, obviously, we just won against Avon after losing to Brownsburg. So it would really be nice, a good time, as we talked about, with sectionals, regionals coming up, the playoffs. Like, it's just a great time to really get hot, really build the confidence, and get a lot of guys, a lot of touches, and just keep propelling our season forward and be ready for those weeks coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say something that's not football related. I don't know if you guys noticed behind me, David Arias. He is a senior band player. I was with him when he started playing band in 7th grade. I played the tuba in 7th grade. It's kind of cool to see David, kind of come along this way, because there's really a connection. It's cool to see how much work they've done.
Are you going to talk to him after this?
Probably not. I got places to be.
Oh, yeah.
Kate and I have a hockey game.
I forgot about that. You guys want to talk about that for a little bit? I mean, Jackson Andrews out there, number 8, the safety. He'll be joining the hockey team
After the football season
After the football season is over, yeah.
Boys over at the HSC hockey team are looking pretty good. And for those of you that are looking for something to do, there's always a game at
Saturday night.
6:30 tomorrow.
Carmel.
Yeah.
Just so
8
happens
o'clock
to be
tonight.
a convenient game. And 8 o'clock tonight. But obviously, for those of you tuning in, you're probably either here or following this game. So.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's something to look at. And a little hint kind of thing. As we mentioned, Nolan Kuhn out. He is someone I think we're going to have on the show next week. So something to look forward to, get excited.
In the foreseeable future, he will be on the show. We will tell you guys that.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I don't want to give
Bold
away too much
prediction,
information. I don't want to spoil it for everyone at home, highly anticipating who's going to be our interview.
We just got to make sure he's 100% ready to go.
Definitely, yeah. Make sure he's 100%, yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys got anything else?
No, I think
I think it's time for some predictions.
I think it's definitely time for some predictions. You guys want anyone else to start it off, or you want me to keep the tradition rising? This is a great matchup. I mean, Franklin Central's not a weary opponent. I think that they have, as we've been talking about, an athletic defense and a balanced offense, but I just don't think that beats our offense. When Gage gets out of the pocket, it's a completed pass, and I know that's bold of me to say, but when Gage gets out of the pocket, it's a completed pass, and I know he's going to do that against this defense. They have one good defensive lineman, but other than that, I don't know how they're going to get to the quarterback. I just think our offense dominates today. I mean, we could speak about the defense all night long, how obviously we're going to get an interception tonight and keep that tradition going for Franklin Central, but no, I think Tigers' offense is going to dominate, and I'm going to take Tigers 35-10.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. You know, as you look at the numbers, it really should be a dominating win for the Tigers. I don't want to go that route because last year everyone kind of thought the same thing and we got beat. You know, I think you just can't look ahead of this game, you know, as you always have Westfield week 8. But, you know, I think the defense stands strong today. They shut down 15 Connor Moreland. So I think your Tigers win this in kind of a low-scoring fashion for high school football. I think it's a 20-13 Tigers victory as they defeat the Franklin Central Flashes.
Yeah, look, great pick, Cam. You know, as you were saying, with Westfield lingering next week, you can't overlook this team. And I mean, maybe that's what we did last year, and that's why we lost. But I think revenge is on these boys' minds. I think that Franklin Central's going to give them all they got. But I think your Tigers' offense is too much for them today, and I think our defense will keep number 15 there in check in the backfield. So I'm going to have your Tigers winning 2 in a row here. I'm going to go 24-14, your Fishers Tigers.
Yeah, I want to play devil's advocate the way Cam did and basically say that this Franklin Central team's probably a lot better team than a lot of you may think. I don't think they're a bad team at all. Their only 2 losses were to Avon and Brownsburg, and those are obviously some very good opponents. This is a team that beat us last year in a lower scoring fashion, but I also want to give praise where praise is due to the Tigers and say that I think both our offense and our defense showed great improvements week over week. Brownsburg versus Avon. So I really like where we're at in terms of confidence-wise. Our offense really got clicking the way it couldn't against Brownsburg. Our defense had a lot of successes the way it couldn't against Brownsburg. So I think we're in a confident spot. I think Tigers could be favored 31-21 today.
Yeah, I really like that prediction.
And I want to say, I think this is the week one of us get the prediction exactly correct. I just have a feeling.
So.
I have a feeling this week.
I think one of these weeks, one of us is going to get the score right.
And that's what I hope for. I mean, that's what I dream for.
I was pretty close last week. I said 28-14, and the final score was 30-15, I believe. 29. So yeah, I was getting there.
I believe I was in the ballpark too. Yeah. I think I said 24-14.
We're right there. I think we're right there.
Not to keep record, but I think we've had some pretty good predictions in the past across the panel.
I think we're all 4-2.
Yeah. Let's not get our egos too high. You both got them wrong still. So I'm ready for one of these predictions to be exactly correct.
Yeah, I want to make another prediction real quick. I think this is the Darian Gurton game, number 4. You know, I think he just breaks out this game. Your junior wide receiver. I think he could go for 2 touchdowns tonight.
You know what? Here's another one. Sam Hawkins, 2 touchdown game tonight. Backup running back. I think they might feed him tonight.
Yeah, maybe. Well, before I close out,
haven't heard of much of him.
Yeah, you're right. Before I close out, we need to get Tommy out of here. You know, he's got to walk with. Are you walking with your sister out here?
I haven't heard anything of it. But
well, why not? You know, your dad.
Why might as well?
You got the suit on already.
Exactly.
It's the day we celebrate.
Well, I think we're all calling it wraps right now.
Yeah. So we want to thank you for watching once again, and then also leave some comments what you want to see, any activities, any ideas, and make sure to just tune in next Friday.